Welcome to Update 233, folks. So I'm back from the Saskatoon Collector's Show, the 2023 Collector's Show, and did fairly well. I was happy enough with my sales. And let's see, I'm going to be working on videos. I got quite a bit of footage from the show, from setup and during the show, and from backing up after the show. So there should be at least 3 videos coming out of that. So I'll be doing that, and not sure whether this will run before those videos or not. We'll see. But did miss an online auction. We had some mechanical problems with my friend's van, so we arrived home a day later than planned, and as a result, I wasn't able to get some bidding done. I'd forgotten about the auction, had planned to bid on it when I got home on Monday, but we were on the road Monday, and I remembered the auction a little too late. There was 300 lots had already ended, so it wasn't really worth bidding on at that point because I had missed, like I said, 300 of the lots already, so didn't do any bidding. But yeah, so now it'll be a matter of doing videos and doing some unpacking. And then the next show will be Regina, which is the Queen City Antique and Vintage Market, the 20th and 21st of April, I believe it was. So yeah, I'll be doing that one next, and I'll prep for that one. If you're interested in seeing the packing for that one, let me know in the comments below. The Saskatoon one, I was packing different kinds of stuff for that. So there'll be, I'll be packing more glassware and that sort of stuff for the Regina show, or some glassware anyway. Half of it'll be my usual kind of guy stuff, I suppose you could say. But there'll be some glassware and such packed as well. Anyway, so let me know in the comments below whether you're interested in seeing more packing videos. So yeah. All right. And yeah, and stay tuned. There will be more as the weeks or the days progress. And of course, I forgot to mention I did some thrifting today when I had gone into town to do a bank deposit. So picked up some 70s cufflinks. Some funky 70s cufflinks. I don't know if you can see them in the bag there, but kind of got a tiger's eye looking sort of stone in there. And a Holly Hobby candle mug. And then off the free shelf, I got this little figure. When I saw it, I thought, okay, maybe there's some value there. Who knows? So I did a check on it, and it turns out the thing's worth $125 or so. So yeah, worth checking. So yeah, it's made in Japan by Rune. So there's the sticker on the bottom. So if you see that sticker, make sure you pick it up. Yeah, 125. Be going on Etsy, I guess. So yeah, make sure you pick those suckers up. Okay, stay tuned. So in case you're curious as to what our mechanical issues were during the Saskatoon Collector's Show, basically what happened, Saturday we heard a kathunking sound while we were driving between, or well, from the show actually on Friday evening. And Saturday it was kathunking a little louder and getting kind of worse. So we had located a garage, or my buddy had located a garage on the way to the show, luckily. Fairly convenient, actually. Best case scenario, essentially. And we ended up, or he ended up taking the van to the garage after dropping me off at the show. And so they diagnosed it as the lug nuts. The lug nuts were coming off. Yeah. So we were very lucky. It turned out the cap that holds the lug nuts, or
not holds the lug nuts. It's not meant to hold the lug nuts. They're meant as decoration. But they were holding, or it was holding the lug nuts in place from coming completely off. So we were very lucky that the wheel didn't come off. So it turned out he had forgotten to get the lugs torqued after getting his winter tires put on. So that's a warning to you. Always get the lug nuts torqued after getting your tires changed or removed and put back on, because they do work themselves loose. So do it within 7,500 kilometers. Anyway, so got that fixed. They changed the lug nuts and I think changed some of the studs as well. And yeah, so he was able to get stuff packed up and had a pretty good show. And we were pretty lucky that the van didn't lose a wheel. So that was great, and we had a pretty decent show. And then Sunday, we were headed back, and we were an hour and a half outside of Saskatoon and about an hour and a half away from Regina, so about midway. We started hearing a ka-thunking again. Slightly different this time, and we didn't know where it was coming from. I thought it was the passenger side front. He thought it was the rear. We weren't too sure. And it was constantly, slowly getting worse all the way to Regina. So we managed to get to Regina, though, without incident. And it was still ka-thunking and grinding. So we decided that we weren't going to try to make it back another 3 hours. So we overnighted in Regina and found a hotel right near a garage that was actually fairly highly rated on Google, luckily. So we stayed over, and then Monday morning he took it into the garage, and they couldn't lift the van up because their hoist wouldn't handle the weight, because the van, of course, is loaded. And yeah, so they couldn't deal with it. But luckily, we've had a lot of good luck on this trip. Luckily, there was another garage right behind them, and it was all in the vicinity, walking distance from the hotel, luckily. And they managed to diagnose it and managed to lift it up on their hoist to fix it. It turned out it was the wheel bearings on the driver's side front end, and they were toast. So yeah, that's just one of these things that that happens. Not anybody's fault, of course. You can get a vehicle checked over, and then 400 kilometers down the road, something happens. So you've kind of got to be prepared for those sorts of things to happen and take it all in stride, and hopefully it doesn't ruin your trip, which it didn't. We managed to survive just fine. So they fixed that, and we were on our way. So yeah, it was a bit of an adventure, but we managed to get through it without a problem. Anyway, other than that, I've been unpacking and had a few customers through as well, but been mainly doing some unpacking and doing videos and that sort of thing. I unpacked pretty much everything except for 2 boxes, or a box and a half rather, that I kept packed for the Regina Antique and Vintage Show that's on the 21st and 22nd of April. So yeah, be sure if you're in that area, check that show out. I didn't do terribly well last year. The crowd was fairly thin at the beginning, and yeah, but the advertising this year seems to be better, and I'm hoping that the show will be better as well and have a bigger crowd, that sort of thing, more buyers perhaps. So it's a little different show, and I'm taking a different or somewhat different fare this time. I'm taking more glass and pottery this time. We'll be taking a bunch of Medalta pottery, basically all the Medalta I've got, with the exception of crocks. The common crocks I don't haul with me because there's just too many around. and they tend to be a tougher sale at a show like that. The specialty pieces tend to sell there, but you never know what is going to sell. You can't predict this, but I'm hoping this time that glass and china wares will sell well and make me some money. I don't like packing that stuff though. Glass and china and pottery, it's a higher risk, more potential for damage, and that is while packing and transporting and while at the show, unpacking and during the show as well. So, but anyway, it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't like packing glass and china. It takes so long to pack, and you got to wrap everything, and it's a bit of a pain. But that's what I'm going to try this year. So we'll see how that goes. I've had a few customers through, not terribly busy, but it should pick up this being spring. I'm sure once the weather gets warmed up, people get moving around more and will start coming in. So, yeah, I've also bid on an auction, but unfortunately I haven't managed to get that many lots. The auctions end in about let's see, in about 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that. So hopefully I can get enough stuff to make the trip worthwhile, but so far it's not looking good. I just don't have enough winning bids so far to make the trip really worthwhile. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe do some picking on the way, or at least stop at a couple shops. We'll see. Maybe do some thrifting in Brandon on the way back. I'm not sure. But I'd like to make the trip worthwhile somehow. Maybe do some picking. We'll see. Still a lot of snow on the ground though, so it's not really conducive to doing some serious picking. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, that's about it, I guess. So thanks for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and check out our other videos on antiquing, picking, thrifting, scrapping, etc. Take care, folks.